So I posted a video yesterday about the three types of rings that men give women: the shut up ring, the I can't do any better ring, and the nurse in a purse ring. And this woman left a comment and she said, "So, are there no good reasons for a man to want to marry a woman? If a man does truly love you, how would you have him behave? Not you, as you say you don't want to be married or even date, if I remember correctly, but how would you advise other people to behave? Just be with him without marriage?" And so I responded and I said, you have to decide what's best for you individually, understand male nature, and move accordingly to that, as well as the laws that they are passing that sends women back to the 50s, which they're working on as I type this. Pay attention and see the patterns, then decide for yourself. Now, for whatever reason, that didn't answer her question. I literally answered it in my mind. I said, you have to make that decision on your own. That was it. That was my answer. She then came back with, at the Sovereign Woman, that comment implies that there is no good reason to be married / no green flags in a man / no good reasons for a man to propose marriage. If this is what you believe, or are we confused? We, meaning myself and another commenter who was lost in the sauce as well. And then I didn't respond, I don't think. It was kind of a long thread. And then she came back with this comment. She said, "I posted my comment because I wanted to know the opinion of the Sovereign Woman. I'm curious and I want her opinion, as she has a lot of content that is against marriage / relationships with men, etc. And I have never heard her give any green flags or even a neutral opinion until today, if you think her comments on this thread are neutral. I never asked how to spot a man that loves you. I asked, are there no good reasons for a man to want to marry a woman? If a man does truly love you, how would you have him behave? How would you advise other people to behave? Just be with him without marriage?" Because I wanted her opinion. Now, I've said before that I don't give relationship advice because I'm the woman that believes women should walk away from men when they show you red flags, when the honeymoon phase stops, when they start being inconsistent, which typically mostly all men do in most cases. So my answer will always be to go. The reason why I don't give quote unquote green flags, even though we just had an episode about this on our podcast, The Audacity, on Spotify and Apple, go download that. We just talked about this and they gave most of the input and I just kind of gave my input on it. The reason why I don't give green flags or relationship advice for women on how to make a relationship work, or the type of signs that men show you, is because I understand male nature. And I understand that what a lot of people will perceive as green flags, 9 times out of 10, it is just a woman, or it's just a man being manipulative and playing mind games. So if you think about every time a woman comes out and talk about her horrific marriage or her horrific relationship, she usually, not almost 100% of the time, she says, everything started out great. He was respectful. He respected my boundaries. He complimented me. He took me out on dates. He was very attentive to my feelings. We bonded over this. We bonded over that. And then he switched up. He switched up after a baby came. He switched up after they moved in together. He switched up after they got married. Whatever it was, she got a raise. She started making more money. Whatever happened in that relationship, he switched up. I really don't want to be responsible for telling women what green flags are when I know that most of the time men are being fake. They are being, they're not being forthcoming. It's all manipulation tactics. Like, for an example, I understand at my age that love bombing is a huge red flag, but there are a lot of women who don't know that love bombing is a red flag. They see that as, wow, he's really crazy about me. Oh, wow, I must really be special to him. And a lot of those women don't realize that love bombing is a red flag until after a bunch of shit has happened to her. And then she comes to her senses and leaves the relationship and she reflects back on it. That's the thing. I never feel comfortable with that because I know that 9 times out of 10, men are just playing games and they're being manipulative, and they know what to say to you to get you to fall for them. They know how to trap you. They know what you want to hear in order to get whatever they're trying to get out of you. And that is the case most of the time. Now, the reason why I can say this in a relationship is because I am not expecting what most women are expecting from men. Y'all see men as nice and shining armor and somebody that's gonna come sweep you off your feet and love you and take care of your kids. I don't see men that way. So I don't expect any of that from them. My focus is on other things. Stuff that y'all would say is a red flag. And so the example that I always like to use is the fact that I am a child-free woman, and if I'm going to deal with a man, he has to be child-free. He has to be a child-free man, meaning he doesn't have any children at all. And he's not going to come at me talking about, no, I want some babies crap in the future. Now, that's not the standard of the average woman. The average woman either already has kids or wants more. So that wouldn't fly with most women. Most women would see a child-free man at a certain age as a red flag, right? But my standards are different from the standards of the average woman. So that's why I don't really feel comfortable with that, right? I don't believe in, I would never change my last name. I would never, I don't ever want to get married. I would never, there's so many things that women want from men that I don't want. There's so many ways in which the average woman looks at men, and I don't look at them that way. And that's why I would never feel comfortable telling you what I think the green flags are, right? I could say what they are, but then 9 times out of 10, those green flags are going to turn into yellow flags or quickly turn into red flags. So, I mean, that's why I'm like, well, I don't want to say, oh, if he takes you home to meet his mom, within 6 months, that's a green flag. Is it? Because most of the men that I know will take a woman home to meet their mom the same day. Or 2 weeks later, or 5 years down the road, or a year down the road. And it doesn't matter when they take you home to meet their mom, they're still going to dog you out and cheat on you anyway. Half the time, I've had guys in my family that would take women to meet their mom, and 3 different women at the same time, all met their mom in the same month because they're players or whatever, right? So when I know these things about men, I can't confidently say, hey, this is a green flag, because I've seen men do it and they still turn around and dog you the fuck out anyways. So that's why I don't feel comfortable. But I do feel comfortable saying, hey, these are red flags. This is how you protect yourself. This is how you don't get got. This is how you don't be taken advantage of. You need to have confidence in yourself so that you don't let men run over you. I feel very comfortable telling you that because I know that what I'm saying is facts. I know if you do A, B, and C, you're going to be protecting yourself at maximum when it comes to certain situations. I feel very comfortable talking about that. That's why I don't do green flags. Okay, the YV edit, Gwen, the other 2 ladies on the podcast with me, they did a green flags episode, and we're working on more of it. But if you were to listen to that podcast, you're going to hear them talking more than me, because I don't have much to give, because I know that men be playing game. And this is in no way, shape, or form to try to undermine women out there, other content creators who give green flags. I would say listen to those green flags, because for them, typically, women in general, you guys, a lot of women, most women still believe in love. Most women still believe in, there's a whole lot of good men out here or whatever. And so those would be the people you should listen to, because y'all kind of have a common interest. Y'all mostly, generally speaking, see men the same and want the same things from men. You want the same commitment. You want a ring. You want a house with a white picket fence and whatever and whatnot, right? That's why I feel like those other content creators who talk about this would be better to listen to. I'm just going to tell you all the bullshit that I've seen men do and how to watch yourself. And I also know, typically, generally speaking, that it really doesn't matter if you're going by red flags or green flags. In many cases, men are still very manipulative and very much transactional regardless. So that's my take on that. I hope this answers your question and the questions of everyone else. Leave your comments below. I'll catch you guys in the next video.
All together, girls. 1, 2, 3. F the these men on the internet. They don't know what they want, but they will see what they can get. Oh, go and waste your one and only precious life while pretending not to have a full receding hairline. So keep your eyes on his hairline and your hand on your drink. For all you know, he is a psychopath. He'll leave you on red and he won't care if